Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi
News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon to you, and welcome to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabaka in Accra. I am Caleb Kuda. Coming up over the next 30 minutes.
It is shameful, and I called their resignation immediately. They should step down as MPs because it is a shame.
They should be suspended from Parliament. I mean, this has to happen for starters. Otherwise, there's no message being sent out that we are serious with dealing with illegal mining.
Civil society groups demand immediate arrest of 2 MPs over their alleged involvement in the attack on anti-Galamsey task force NIMOS by the youth of Shidium in the Ahafo region. Meanwhile, the police CID has invited the Sutifi North MP Ebenezer Kweku-Addo to assist in investigations into the attacks. Also coming up,
I've seen some schools increasing their fees because government says it's absorbing them. We won't accept it. So make sure you issue consequential instructions to your schools not to take advantage of that.
Education Minister Haruna Idrisu directs Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC to stop universities from increasing fees. And later, if you're a regular commuter of the traffic-prone Kaswa Highway, expect some relief as contractors promise to open a section of the Kaswa-Winneba dualization project to traffic before Christmas.
Probably Christmas, we can finish the asphalt first layer, and then we are opening the road for the cars. Yeah.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live across the country on our affiliates in the Western region. This is Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrado in the Bono region. You're listening to us on J Life 95.5 FM, Sunyane in the Bono region. This is Orange 107.9 FM, Kumase in the Ashanti region. We are live in the Volta region on Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya, all in the Volta region. In the Northern region, you're listening to us on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, this is Westlink 88.1 FM, Laura. Upper East, this is Source 100.1 FM, Boko Pure 100.5 FM, Navarongo. Northeast region, this is Cap 101.3 FM, Nyankbanduri. Around the globe, we are live on citinewsroom.com, and digitally we are live on CityTube on YouTube.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for choosing us. Let's start with this story. Member of Parliament for Sutifi North, Ebenezer Kweku-Addo, has been invited by the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service following an attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Galamsey Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat NIMOS and his team at Shidium in the Ahafo region. According to a statement from the police service, the MP is alleged to have incited a mob that obstructed the NIMOS team during an operation against illegal mining activities over the weekend. The Inspector General of Police has since directed the CID to take over the case to ensure a thorough investigations. Here are excerpts from the police statement read by my colleague Kennedy Chumesi.
The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete-Yohonu, has directed the Criminal Investigations Department to take over investigations into the attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat and his team by thugs at Shidium in the Ahafo region. The Member of Parliament for Sutifi North, Ebenezer Kweku-Addo, who is alleged to have incited a mob and obstructed the NIMOS team, has been invited to assist ongoing investigations into the incident. Calm was eventually restored through the joint efforts of the police, the military, and the Zongo chief of Shidium, who helped mediate the situation and facilitate the safe evacuation of the NIMOS team. The chief's vehicle was damaged during the process, but no injuries were reported. The Ghana Police Service strongly condemns the attack and would like to caution against interference with law enforcement operations. A special operation has been launched to identify and arrest perpetrators to face the full rigors of the law.
You heard excerpts of a statement released by the Ghana Police Service following an attack on the NIMOS task force in Shidiam. Still on this one, the coordinator of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa, is calling for the immediate suspension of the members of parliament involved in the attack on the director of operations of NIMOS and his team at Broni Chrome at Shidiam in the Ahafo region. In an interview with Citi News, Awula Sewa argued that the MPs should be arrested and made to assist with investigations, warning that the failure to do so will embolden others, especially the youth, to engage in similar lawless acts.
We have the men, we have the resources to bring potential riots under control. The challenge here is that the facts were supposed to have been incited or led by a sitting MP. The names of 2 MPs were mentioned. So what needs to happen is that they should be dealt with. When there's proper leadership and the persons inciting the mob are dealt with, the mob will dispel. But the mob is only there because they were called and they knew that there will be no accountability. But the 2 MPs should be helping the police with their investigation. In the first instance, they should be suspended from Parliament. I mean, this has to happen for starters. Otherwise, there's no message being sent out that we are serious with dealing with illegal mining. And then what we are saying is that NIMOS is not a force to reckon with.
You heard the coordinator of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa. Will stay on this one a while longer because the president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Eric Abavari, has waded into calls for the resignation of the 2 MPs. Take a listen.
The NIMOS guys were doing their work, and if they were doing their work, and we know the work at stake is Galamsey, and Galamsey is so inimical to all of us that we'll be fighting and talking about it. Many of us have been suspicious that bigger people are behind the carnage. And so, for me, it's a revelation that indeed our belief that these big people are involved are now brought to bear. And no mean a person and an MP, sitting MP. So if it has been ordinary person, the police would have gone after that person. And so I'm looking forward to see the police going after him through the Speaker of Parliament. It is shameful, and I call their resignation immediately. They should step down as MPs because it is a shame. It is a shame that the little dignity that they have, they must protect it by stepping out.
You heard the president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, Professor Eric Abavari. Now, the executive director of the Bureau of Public Safety, Dr. Nanayawa Akwada, has joined the cause for swift investigations and prosecution of the youth who attacked the NIMOS task force at Shidiam. Dr. Akwada said arresting and prosecuting the perpetrators would serve as a deterrent to others.
The youth that were involved, the front leaders, the gang leaders who were involved in this, shameful act, must all be identified using the CCTV footages, put on a wanted line, arrested, and also brought to book. It is very, very important that as serious as Galamsey, the blow that is dealt into our society, the blow that is dealt into our environment, we take this matter as seriously as possible and we process it as swiftly as we can so that the signal is sent out there that no high profile individual, no persons of influence, and even no commoner will be allowed to go scot-free if they attempt to impede the efforts of government sanctioned bodies or sanctioned government bodies who are put out there to work on behalf of the rest of the people of Ghana.
That was the Executive Director of the Bureau of Public Safety, Dr. Nanaya Akwada, joining increasing voices putting pressure to bear on the government to arrest and prosecute the youth, while calling on MPs alleged to have been involved in the attack, leading the youth to attack the NIMOS task force to resign. To some of the stories now, that the Nkoko Divisional Police Command has begun investigations into the alleged stabbing of a popular Kwewu Nkoko-based musician Fada Gaza at Nkoko in the Kwewu West municipality. Reports indicates that the deceased and another person were involved in a fight during which they stabbed each other with knives yesterday. It is unclear what led to the altercation that resulted in the stabbing to death of the musician. Angry youth stormed the hospital later, where the other victim is receiving treatment, demanding his release for instant justice. The police intervened, restored calm, and have since commenced investigations. Now, if you are a regular user of the Kasua-Winneba Highway, which is known to be traffic prone, there is some good news for you, because a section of that particular highway may be opened to traffic before Christmas, according to Nakferment Constructions Limited. Now, the move aims to ease congestion along the busy corridor during the festive season. The project, which began in 2023, has caused major traffic disruptions and frustrated many commuters and drivers. The foreman in charge of the Kaswa-Fete Kakraba section of the project, Jonathan Ako, tells Citi News that asphalting on the Kaswa-Fete Kakraba stretch is nearly complete.
Okay, we are in 040 days. After 040, now asphalt comes. Yeah.
Okay. So we are asphalting from which end to which end of the road?
We are starting from 0 point to 720. Yeah. It's 0 point starting from Kaswa and then end to Fete Kakraba. Yeah.
So when are we expected to finish with this and then probably open to traffic? Will it be before Christmas?
Probably Christmas. We can finish the asphalt first layer and then we are opening the road for the cars. Yeah.
Jonathan Ako is a foreman in charge of the Kaswa-Fete Kakraba section of the Kaswa-Winneba Highway, being undertaken by Ghanaian construction firm Nakferment Constructions Limited. In the meantime, the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana has commended the John Mahama-led government for continuing key road projects started by the previous administration. The group also lauded the initiative of new projects, including the Winneba-Mankasim and Cape Coast Takrady road expansions. National Secretary Aminu Yusuf says the association appreciates the government's commitment to improving road infrastructure.
Excellency said, he said Ghana is going to be a construction site. So we will plead with all drivers to make sure they comply with the rules and regulations on their road. But we will tell the contractor to do a nice one, like the one we are standing on, so that the drivers will plight on it. So as he continues to do the other stretch, a lot of accidents and traffic and other things goes on this stretch. But we will plead with the contractor to make sure he does a good job for the drivers. We are very grateful for what we have seen. You can testify that he is truly doing what he said he would do. So we will commend the past government, but we will truly give the bigger margin to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for continuing this project.
Aminu Yusuf, National Secretary, Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana. This is still the Citi Prime News, live from our studios at number 11. Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka here in Accra with me, Caleb Kuda. Still ahead, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu directs Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, to stop universities from increasing fees. More of that when we return from this break.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us. We bring you some other stories now, and the Education Ministry has directed the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, to restrain universities from increasing their fees. This follows reports that some universities have deliberately raised their fees after the announcement of government's no fee stress policy, which offers free tertiary education to first-year students and persons with disabilities. Appearing before Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu said he will ensure that universities do not take advantage of the policy.
Believe me, my most impactful lunch as minister was when the no fee stress was launched. I had good sleep that this was an impactful, meaningful social intervention of the president. And many of you sitting here, colleague MPs, you know how much you spend in paying school fees. When the period comes, you get demands. So, but just to send a caution, Chairman, the Director General of GTEC is here. I've seen some schools increasing their fees because government says it's absorbing them. We won't accept it. So make sure you issue consequential instructions to your schools not to take advantage of that.
Education Minister Haruna Idrisu there. The New Patriotic Party Ad Hoc Committee, set up to monitor the campaigns of the party's presidential aspirants and their supporters, says it will refer the Member of Parliament for Asante Akim South to the party's disciplinary committee. Kwaku Asante Boateng, during a radio discussion, described former Vice President and MPP flag-bearer hopeful Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as an alien and a stranger to the party. The NPP has since dissociated itself from the comments, describing them as unacceptable. Speaking to Citi News, Chairman of the NPP Ad Hoc Committee, Dr. Kwesi Abiasi, said the committee will demand answers from the MP.
How can he say that? Somebody who has been vice president of the country for 8 years, I think we have to call him to face the elders. One of the things that we didn't want to do was to move to the extreme. But obviously, such a person needs to be called to face the full answer of elders. If he hasn't got elders in his town, we have elders in the party, and we will surely recommend for him to be called. Of course, we have the disciplinary committee too in the party, and they are now up and doing it. We are trying hard to bring sanity into the utterances of our flag bearers. But what is even worrying is the so-called supporters.
Dr. Kwesi Abiasi is chairman of the NPP Ad Hoc Committee set up to monitor the campaign of the party's presidential aspirants and their supporters. To some other stories, Lightwave eHealthcare Solutions Limited has denied allegations by Health Minister Kwabena Mintah Akando that Ghana's electronic medical data is being controlled from India. The company also dismissed reports that the company has been overpaid for incomplete work under the National eHealthcare Program. In a statement, the company described the minister's comments as false, misleading and damaging. Lightwave clarified that all all health data generated through the Lightwave Health Information Management System (LHIMS) is fully owned and controlled by the Ministry of Health in Ghana and not abroad. Senior project manager for the company, Erica J, has been speaking to Citi News.
All these allegations that the minister has thrown out there, especially saying this on the floor of Parliament, they are all untrue. Lightwave does not host any of the country's data that we have collected using the Lightwave Health Information Management System in the country. We host everything here in the country. Every facility is autonomous. They have their own server. In this contract, we have teaching hospitals, just four teaching hospitals. That is Tamale Teaching Hospital, Kofanochi Teaching Hospital, Ho Teaching Hospital, and the Kolebu Teaching Hospitals. These four constitute just about 0.45% of the 950 facilities in terms of the numbers. But after deploying these four facilities, Lightwave is entitled for $21 million because it constitutes 21% of the work. The four facilities alone. So if the minister clearly stands in Parliament and lie about this fact and chooses to indicate that this is a one-on-one, just like one man, one vote, it is absurd.
Erica J is the Senior Project Manager for Lightwave E-Healthcare Solutions Limited. Rice farmers at Adelakope in Somenya in the Eastern region are advocating for a ban on rice imports to promote local consumption. They attribute the declining demand for their produce to the influx of cheap imported and sometimes smuggled rice. During a visit by the Committee on Environment, Science and Technology and the Climate Change Caucus of Parliament, the farmers appealed for government support to boost local production. Citi News' Ayikwe Okine reports.
Rice farmers at Adelakope in Somanya are lamenting the lack of market access for their produce, despite insisting they have the capacity to meet Ghana's annual rice demand if given the necessary government support. According to the farmers, the persistent preference for imported rice has left tons of paddy rice unsold, with large quantities at risk of deterioration. They note that because local traders are struggling to sell Ghana-grown rice, they are unable to continue purchasing from farmers, creating a dire cycle of low sales and rising post-harvest losses. The concerns were raised when Parliamentary Committee on Environment, Science and Technology, together with the Climate Change Caucus, visited the rice farmers in the area. The farmers stressed that the increasing appetite for foreign rice is threatening the sustainability of local rice production.
I think locally we have farmers who are ready to produce the local rice for us. And now we sold our rice. They have not paid us yet. The complaint we are getting is that the foreign one we have here, the price has gone down. So we are rather buying that one. And now we need the money to go for the minor one. Yet the money didn't come. If they should put a stop to that one, I think we all patronize our locally produced rice. Typical example, we are talking about, always talking about school feeding. And the rice they cook for the children is all the foreign rice. When we have our local one. And to me, I've tasted that one, and I realized that our local one is better than that one. So they need to put a stop to that one and make sure that they support the local farmers to produce the local rice more.
It is our customers that delayed, and our whole thing also gone delayed. So as I harvested now, no buyer, and I can't get enough money. It means I'm not able to do it this season. The sack now, it costs 600 cedis. As I've harvested 3 acres, we blew inside. We didn't measure yet. It's on the platform, so I can't tell you the actual this thing that I get.
I'm sure it will be like 70 bags, which is 50 kg times 70. Yeah.
The farmers appealed to government for logistical and market support to enhance production and guarantee sales.
At times when you buy the local rice, you see stones and some things in it. So that's making the consumers not to buy. But if at least they can have modern machines for processing it will be good. Because when Ghana rice is the same as the foreign rice, then there is no need for them importing foreign rice, because we can process it, polish it, so that it should be nice as the foreign one is. So I think if they do it that way, it will help. If only the government can put in much money or put in machines that will make the farming easier, because we face a lot of challenges with getting machine. Maybe, for instance, your rice is ready to be harvested, calling harvester to come and harvest, they will be delaying and maybe it will rain and you can't harvest. That is also causing loss for farmers. So if they can put all those things in consideration, getting machines for the farmers, inputs, so that it will boost the yield, the harvest, so that we will have more, so that we will be capable to supply our country, so that we will not import new rice.
And also the local rice farmers, they need support. First one is we need what we call the power tiller, the one that will till the land. That is the first one. Two, we need a combine harvester. At a point in time when your rice will dry, and you need a combine harvester to come and harvest it, and you didn't get a combine harvester on time, it will lodge, just like what you saw. When the waters will flow, it will go down. And when they are taking 1,000, you will pay extra. You are going to pay about half of that 1,000 again. So if you have those equipment, I think we'll be able to do better.
A member of the committee, Dixon Tredia, urged government to introduce measures to reduce methane emissions associated with rice farming as part of national efforts to combat climate change.
We need the rice as an important measure of our food security drive. At the same time, we should also be very mindful of the negative impact of methane. So this visit is an eye-opener. It has enhanced our capacity to help government and policy makers to come up with policies, measures, technologies to ensure that we produce the rice and reduce importation, guarantee our food security, but at the same time, the production should not be at the expense of our humankind in terms of the climate change. So how do we produce the rice in a modern technological manner that methane reduction and mitigation measures will be incorporated into the rice production?
These rice farmers are calling on the government for logistical and financial support to be able to produce on a large scale to meet local demand. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Esuchari, Ni Ayukwe Okan.
And here in the studio, I am Caleb Kudat. Some other stories now, and parents are being encouraged to incorporate toys into their children's playtime to support their overall development in today's fast-paced world. Stakeholders say toys play a vital role in stimulating creativity and cognitive growth while helping children learn through play. Operations Manager of Kidsville, Solomon Kwabna Ejapon, made the observation at the opening of a new Kidsville branch at East Legon, which offers a range of products for kids.
We are in the AI movement. We are in the era where kids need a lot of these toys to help them open their horizon. It helps them to play. We have play toys. We have toys that they would help them to also master their talents. So it's toys. It helps them to also, as they are playing, they are still opening. It's opening their mind to also learn more things. So toys is, at first we thought toys was just something that we kids play with it. But this time toys, we can see we have a lot of sophisticated toys that will help kids to open up their minds, to also help them to learn as they play. Basically, so toys are very, very important to kids now. I would like to tell parents that they shouldn't underestimate the power of toys. But if they want to get the best of toys, it's very, very important, because if you are to spend a lot of money to buy toys and in the next 1 week, 2 weeks, you just get a spoiled toy, why don't you spend a little and get the original one?
Solomon Kwabena Ajiman is operations manager of Kidsville. And quickly before we go, news just coming in is that the Mensha Palace has postponed to Friday, November 7, 2025, the hearing of a case involving a relative of popular musician Charles Kwabena Fosu, better known as Daddy Lumba, for invoking the great oath of the Asantehene. According to Asante custom and tradition, cases involving the great oaths must be resolved at the Mensha Palace, as regular courts are not empowered to handle them. The family has been summoned to appear before the palace for resolution. City News has learned that the postponement is due to a pending court case awaiting verdict. And that's how we end today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka here in Accra. Many thanks for listening. I am Caleb Kuda. There is more news when you log on to citynewsroom.com. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.
It's the Electroland